Hey everybody, join me today as we break ground on Jurassic Park Tacoma, our very first speed build series taking place in Jurassic World Evolution 2, Sandbox mode. Taking notes from the American Pacific Northwest, this conservation park will feature a lot of fan-favorite Jurassic animals and an homage to the original film with a large-scale Jeep tour. Hey y'all, Bova Builds here, and we're back with another speed build video. This time, we are in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Kind of one of those games I had put on the back burner for so long, and I'm kind of upset that I did it because we're now getting into it. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I was a little dinosaur boy who wouldn't shut the fuck up about dinosaurs, and here we are playing with dinosaurs. And in today's speed build video, we're building a Jurassic Park Tacoma on the California map. It's not the largest map, but it's definitely the one I like the most in terms of foliage and color, and I like to think one of the mountains in the background here is Mount Rainier, and recently I visited Tacoma because my sister moved there, and I just loved the experience so much. I loved the hiking, I loved the trails, and I wanted to pay homage to that with a dinosaur park. I'm gonna invade my sister's state and put a dinosaur park there. I'm sure she's thrilled. So we're getting started here with the main plaza, and originally I wanted to use the Innovation Center from the original Jurassic World film, but I wasn't crazy about the style. I think it was a little too big and pointy, and I wanted a bit more low-key. I think we're going to use the Innovation Center again at another point on the map, but just for the arrival center, I just want it to be a sort of control center for the entire park. The park is going to be a conservation-style zoo, so I wanted everything to kind of look utilitarian and purposeful, you know? And I absolutely wanted the major attraction for this park to be a large-scale tour, kind of like the ones that they had in the original Jurassic Park film. I struggled with the park tour here because I wanted to emulate the original Jeep tour from the first Jurassic Park film. So I tried doing that with the Jurassic World building, and I definitely made a mistake there because they don't even let you do the original Jeeps, and they don't let you do the concrete paths. So I'm absolutely gonna have to go back and redo this with the Jurassic Park style tour and take advantage of the concrete paths just to blend the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park decor together. And as you can see here, we're working on the main plaza. I wanted this plaza to be a bit more organic and less grid-like, and symmetrically structured. I feel like I've seen a lot of creators out there who make excellent parks, and they make those parks with these more structured layouts that are very symmetrical, they're geometric, and there's nothing wrong with that. It definitely plays homage to the original Jurassic Park Operation Genesis game, right? Because that game had you basically build on a grid. There wasn't an option to go diagonal or lopsided or have these beautiful curves, but I feel like it would be doing a disservice to the amazing nature around the park to not blend in with the nature and have these trails and have these hikes that we can go on and make the guests feel like every turn might be an exciting new feature. I had a little struggle here with the pathing tool, but it's absolutely leagues easier to use than the Planet Zoo pathing tool. There's a lot of ways that you can just kind of cheat around and make little plazas with the decor, and make these little like rest areas for your guests. Something I absolutely wanted to see in this game though is more decor that is based on actual parks, like lamp posts, benches, trash cans, maybe some more picnic tables for sure. I mean, we're definitely not lacking for dinosaur-based decor, but I think they could do us better by adding in some more decoration tools, right? Like, those decoration tools are super important to making your zoo feel like your zoo, your conservation park, your Jurassic World, right? The arrival point here, just like the rest of the park, should feel lush, it should feel overgrown and at one with nature, And I wanted the decor to kind of fit that. So I have these beautiful pterodactyl style statues. I just wanted these flocks of birds or flying reptiles to be greeting the guests as they turn the corners and look around and see these beautiful golden birch trees and large redwoods. The redwoods are beautiful. I remember seeing that in Jurassic, The Lost World Jurassic Park, right? The Vince Vaughn and Jeff Goldblum film. I love the redwoods in there. I wanted to absolutely have those in my park. So absolutely the park is going to be a bit more overgrown with nature and more like a research conservation park than an amusement park. But obviously we're going to add the elements and the attractions because, taking care of dinosaurs is a little bit expensive. It's a bit more expensive than having your red fallow deer and a couple bears in your Pacific Northwest Zoo. These are large animals that take a lot of money to take care of. In fact, I can't imagine what feeding costs alone would look like. All right, I'm taking a look here at the attractions. I wanted it to have this very simple color design that really speaks to the Pacific Northwest. These dark reds, these dark greens, having a bit of lush environments around them. And I wanted to feel like it was, taking place in this West Coast style that is at one with nature, All right, and let's take a look here at what we can do for the actual, the actual paddock back there. What are we gonna place? We definitely have to work on a bit of a control center for sure, right? I wanted the control center to be something that was locked off from the guests, that was high security, high risk environment. I mean, these are very expensive animals that we are creating, right? We're birthing these animals, we're releasing them into the world, and there should be a lot of security around that. So we're taking a look at the hatchery center and getting them connected to the security teams, the park rangers. I didn't need to have a science center, but obviously these buildings are things that I'm going to use for the rest of the park. I didn't want to overdo it by having all of the essential buildings all located in one center when we're going to have a couple of these. I think we might have 3 or 4 of these control center areas in the park before we're said and done. Because I know we can turn it off in the sandbox settings, but I really like the ranger system. I love the Jeeps rolling around the park and taking care of the animals, observing them and making sure that they are taken care of. I actually loved it so much that I didn't want to turn those off and not have that in my zoo, right? So here in the opening paddock of this arrival area, like in most zoos, we're not going to have the A-list star animals, but we are featuring some of our fan favorites from the late Cretaceous. What we talk about here, we're getting in with the Edmontosaurus. It's one of the largest hadrosaurids, but despite its bulky frame, it can run up to speeds up to 30 miles per hour, allowing it to escape from predators. The Edmontosaurus lived in late Cretaceous, and that was about 65, 75 million years ago, and it coexisted with a lot of the animals we're putting into the paddock here, including like the Nodosaurus. The Nodosaurus is, I understand it's not exactly a fan favorite for the game. It's a very small ankylosaur, and it's very dull compared to other ones. It lived in the early Cretaceous period, about 100 to 110 million years ago, and it coexisted with a lot of large carnivores, which make up a lot of the defensive structures that are spewed onto its body, placed onto its body. Its teeth were not designed for chewing on tough plants, so it's likely that it fed on small, soft plants, and it's something that I wanted to show off in the rest of the paddock, is that even if we have the animals not eating directly from the plants, I still wanted to feel like it was a paddock that was designed for these animals in mind. The Nodosaurus is a small animal, and short legs and heavy frame means it's not able to reach tall trees. So I wanted to have some nice lush pastures in the paddock for it to eat on and munch on. But not to say that we're going to have a lot of small dinosaurs in there. Actually, we're bringing in the Alamosaurus from the late Cretaceous pack. This is another animal that's native to North America. It would absolutely be seen in the Pacific Northwest. It's a large herbivorous sauropod with armored spikes on its back that protect it from predator attacks. The Alamosaurus first existed around 70 million years ago in the southern United States, but it shared its habitat with a lot of other animals that we would have seen in here, right? The Edmontosaurus, the Nodosaurus, and a couple others that we're going to get into. So this genus of Alamosaurus They had a large set of blunt teeth for stripping trees and other vegetation, and the stones inside of its rib cage are gallbladder stones. It helps break down these fibrous plants, and it's absolutely something we're going to show off here with the redwoods and the tall, big, spine-needled plants. And scurrying underneath it, we're going to bring in the Homalocephale. Now, these small animals lived in the late Cretaceous period around 68 to 72 million years ago, and they roamed the forested areas of Mongolia. So it wasn't exactly a North American animal, but I wanted to keep them together with these herbivores because I feel like the structure of a small, medium, large, and then extra large herbivore would be a great way to introduce the guests to the park. These densely wooded areas that we have around here actually help the Homalocephale to hide from larger carnivores and to escape the stresses of maybe the trucks or the guests that might be a little too loud in the distance. This genus has excellent eyesight and long legs that help it locate and escape predators, while its thick, flat skull and wide pelvis protect it from attacks. Also, in the far corner there, I wanted to build a sort of small creek bed that might have been connected to the larger river system. And there we would bring in our first carnivore. This wasn't a Cretaceous creature, but it was a low-profile introduction to the park, the Homalocephale. It's a carnivorous theropod that dates back to the mid-Jurassic period. This genus is a relative to the Allosaurus, but it's smaller in stature. It lived about 165 million years ago in Zhejiang, China. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. I am just a simple white boy. And it's believed that this actually hunted in packs close to lakes and other areas of water where it lived alongside and preyed upon maybe some pterosaurs and some sauropods that were around there, some smaller sauropods in the Jurassic period for sure. But as you can see, we're using the invisible fences in conjunction with some of the lighter security fences to help the guests see the animals, and we're using a lot of the decor, like the freestanding trees, to help fill in some of the gaps. Now the animals will have chips in their skulls, so they won't be able to pass over the invisible fences, keeping the guests and the cars safe, and the animals safe from each other. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I'm definitely going to do a series on these and speed building around this Jurassic World of ours. I have a lot of plans for this park, including some other sections where we might do some more guest attractions and do more traditional zoo attractions that would help fund the park. And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in to another one of these videos. Let me know if you like the change in format. We're definitely not exiting the Planet Zoo series in any time, but I wanted to give a break so that we can have a chance to recollect our thoughts and focus on maybe some relaxing builds while in between DLCs and zoos, you know? So as always, I am your wedding planner, your pizza delivery boy, I am your Huckleberry, I am Bova Builds, and you've been amazing guests. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.